Hey yo, this is Dash, and today you are joining me at the Lone Star Grillz cabinet pellet smoker. I know. Those of you who have been around my channel for a while are already chomping at the bit to say, Dash, what are you going to call it? I don't know yet. Let me cook on it a little bit, and then we will determine what the name of this cooker shall be. But today I am going to do something a bit different, a bit unorthodox. Usually whenever I see someone purchasing or getting to know a new cooker, my recommendation is they always cook with chicken. Chicken is cheap, chicken is easy, you know how chicken should be done or when it's done, and yeah. But when I told my wife the new smoker was here, she says, salmon? So, happy wife, happy life. I'm going to be cooking on the cabinet pellet smoker today, and I'm going to be cooking some salmon. That salmon looks pretty phenomenal.
It's really good.
Get ready. Before I get my salmon in the cooker, I'm going to actually season this on the inside. I was able to get some pellets into the cooker.
Flashback.
Oh, hey there. I have some pellets. And I have a new pellet cooker. All right, so I'm gonna put the pellets in the hopper. This is a 40-pound hopper. This is a 40-pound bag of pellets. We're just gonna send it.
Gonna be a good day. Just gonna send it.
Can confirm 40 pounds of pellets in the hopper.
End of flashback.
And cured the smoker. I was having some issues. I had it in the wrong mode. I had it in the cold smoke mode. When you power it on, I probably powered it on and went right past the menu. So if you get stuck in a point where the smoker starts, ramps up, hits a temperature, and then just cools off, that is cold smoke mode. You need to turn the controller completely off, let it shut completely down, and then once the menu pops up, you'll get the option to go into a cold smoke mode or regular cook mode. Now I know, or ask me how I know. But I'm gonna go ahead and press the power button, and it says press the knob to ignite or turn the knob for more options. If you turn the knob, it says press knob to cold smoke, and then I turn the knob again, and it says press knob to ignite. So I'm going to ignite. I'm going to set my temperature. I think I'm going to set the temperature for 225, and we're going to let it go. I'm going to let this start, and I want it to get warm. Once it gets warm, I'm going to spray the inside of this down with some PAM so that we can kind of season the inside before I get my salmon. Today's salmon, I have some Norwegian salmon. This is an Atlantic salmon. Sorry, Victor. I am a fan of Atlantic salmon more than I am Pacific salmon. But I'm going to get this seasoned and just be patient with it, or let it be patient and hang out while I get the smoker seasoned. I'm going to move you guys back and let this be, or leave this be, so that you can see everything that happens. As far as how much smoke comes out of it and everything. I'm going to actually seal the door, close the door, the handle all the way down, and just let it do what it's going to do. It does not take very long to get up to temperature. So, like I said, I'm going to be cooking today at 225 degrees, and we'll see how long it takes the salmon. It'll probably take the salmon maybe about an hour, maybe an hour and a half to cook. I did throw it into the refrigerator while I'm waiting so that it is not coming up to room temperature. I can already smell, I'm gonna say ignition happening, but I can already smell some smoke coming from the cooker. I have to actually go and, I won't say run, but go to my car and get the pan. I left it in my car, so I will be right back. Hopefully you guys can see. The smoke isn't too crazy. Once this gets up to temperature, I'll let it sit at 225 for, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes or so. And then I'll spray it down with the pan and let it go for another 15, 20 minutes maybe before I get the salmon on. But it doesn't look too crazy. You can see pretty sure you can see. Yeah, it's not very smoky in here. But I do plan on taking the piece of pipe that I normally keep on Bessie and putting it on top of here in an effort to get that smoke going out of the window. But we're just gonna sit here and watch it. I do need to get a ball valve for the bottom where the grease will collect. And I'm gonna get the Fireboard app up and running so that I can keep track. And I want to say it's already started. So because the Fireboard is connected to Wi-Fi, I can monitor my cook, and I believe I might even be able to, I know I can stop the cooker remotely. And I'm trying to say it was at 78 degrees when we started, and it's been 4 minutes and it's up to 113. So it seems like it does not take very long to get up to temperature, which is fantastic. So the reason why I want to let this smoker come up to temperature first before adding the pan is I want the pores of the metal to be opened up before. And actually I'm going to crank this to 250 so it can be just a little warmer. But let's see how long it takes to get to 250 degrees. It makes me wonder when it's colder, how much longer it'll take to get to a specific or the specific temperature. But I can't see it taking that much longer, but it'll probably, I mean, from all indications, maybe take 15 minutes to get up to temperature, which is not very bad at all. That gives you enough time to start the cooker, season your food, and get everything on the cooker. Way faster than Bessie here, for sure. So once I do I want to say this first cook, I'm going to get the smokers reoriented, and I'll probably put this over, into the corner a little bit, well, into the corner where I have the window there, so that I can get the exhaust set up and more into a more permanent home. But this is a temporary position, a temporary spot for just now, just to kind of scratch the itch of cooking on it, to see how it runs, doing the cure and doing the initial seasoning. And then I'll, like I said, rearrange. I have some heavy lifting to do to get the smokers moved around. I have to move Vicky a little further down and out of the way. I have to move Bessie out of the way, and just like I said, some heavy lifting. So I wanted to get this thing in here set up and rolling. So I have it up in here now. But so far so good. We are, let's see, It started at 11:02 and it is now 11:10. So 8 minutes in and up to 150 degrees. So in 10 minutes, we have gotten to 164, 165 degrees. So at the 10-minute mark, basically the 11-minute mark, it ramped up just, I won't say just slightly, but it ramped up in temperature, and the graph is different. It went from like a 45-degree trajectory to like a 60-degree trajectory. And we are at 225 degrees in less than 15 minutes. That's pretty darn impressive. Now, I'm sure that has to do with the ambient air temperature. It is currently, or it started at 78 degrees. So to go from 78 degrees to 225 degrees in 15 minutes, again, that was my projection from before. That's fantastic. So getting to 250 degrees should not take very long at all. Speaking of, we're at 230, and at the, this is started at 11:02 at the 13-minute mark. So actually, I'm gonna say I'll take that back. So the time was it? 10:59 is when I turned the smoker on. So I've been saying 11:02. 11:02 was when it started to ramp up in temperature. So about 15 minutes to get to 225 degrees, and we're at 245 degrees right now. So I'm sure this is going to start curving, curling over and turning the fan down and the auger down. And we're at 250. $252. $255. And I'm hearing the fan slow down. $265. This is my first time cooking on it, so I don't know how far it ramps up past this set point or set temperature. Showing on the readout 280 degrees currently. And I do see the fan looks like it's slowing down. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the PAM sprayed inside. All right, well, after getting Pam all over me and my glasses, let's see, all right. I'm going to give that a few moments. I'm gonna say to bake in and cure a little. But while I'm gonna go season the salmon and then I'll be back. But we'll let this cook off for 15 minutes or so. I'll get the salmon seasoned, but we seem to be getting right back on temperature, right back to temperature. All right, so I am back at the pellet cooker here, and it has been probably another 20 minutes or so. So it is, yeah, it's been another 20 minutes. It's 11:40. So all told, we're 40 40 minutes in, let the smoker come up to temperature for about 20 minutes, then let it sit after I sprayed the PAM on it for another about 20 minutes, and I got my salmon seasoned. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and get my salmon put on here. Now, I'm just going to put the salmon in the middle of the second rack here. Not gonna do anything fancy. And again, usually I would recommend cooking with chicken, spreading the chicken out just so you can see where everything is, or where, I won't say the hot spots are, but where your temperature differences are. This salmon I do have on a piece of aluminum foil. This is heavy duty aluminum foil, and I just folded it in half, and I'm sitting the salmon directly on the aluminum foil so that I can have the ability to pick up the salmon and it won't get stuck to the grate or anything like that. Normally, I do not cook with aluminum foil, but in this instance where I don't want the salmon to stick, and I also want to have the ability to pick up the salmon easily, I'm gonna put it on that foil sheet. The thermometer, or excuse me, the cooker did come with probes. I don't know how many. Came with 3. So I'm gonna go in the house real quick, get this cleaned off. I'll be back and I will get the probe set up into the salmon. So just give me a moment to get that taken care of. I didn't bore you with me routing the the temperature probe, the thermometer, in and around the grates to put it into the meat. I wanted to try to get the probe in there quickly and efficiently as possible. But I am going to check the Fireboard app, and it automatically picked up the fact that I added a thermometer. So you can see that yellow line there is a thermometer. Now what I'm gonna do is try and set this up so that it sets or gives me some sort of alarm for when my salmon reaches, I like my salmon at about 135 degrees. So a little on the rare side, because I know there's gonna be some residual carryover. So one of the other good things is I have a time point here that says I put this one at 11:45, and I will know how long this takes. I can actually keep track of how long this took. So I'm gonna go ahead and chill back in the house where it's cooler. I'm just gonna let this roll, and I will check on this in about an hour or so. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so it has been an hour and a half? No, an hour and 22 minutes since I put the salmon on. And my goodness, when I say this thing is pretty phenomenal, I'm trying to figure out where the best place for you guys to be so you can see everything. All right, I guess I'll be out of frame for a little bit. Okay, so this is phenomenal. I have been tracking the progress of the smoker, the cooker. I've been tracking the progress of my salmon. I'm going to overlay some pictures of the progress of the cook. The data that I'm able to get from this is phenomenal. Victor, you were right. Victor's like, once you get in there and you see the things that it can do and blah, 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 yada, yada, phenomenal, okay? Phenomenal. What's crazy is I was able to go in and set the cooker to hit a specific temperature, and then, or excuse me, once the probe hit a specific temperature, to then shut the cooker down or to go into like a hot hold temperature. And it did that. But what I did remotely, so while I was in the house, I turned the cooker to shut down so that the temperature would come down because I'm finished cooking. But I'm going to open this up. I haven't opened it yet. I didn't. So look at the salmon, and I want to say it looks pretty normal. I'm going to get you guys, let's see here, how I'm going to do this. Pull this out. So I'm going to take the probe out. I don't need that any longer. We'll just leave that on the shelf for now. But I'm gonna pull this out and I'm gonna show you guys. That salmon looks pretty phenomenal. Woo, buddy. And I'm getting ready to take this in the house and have lunch. When I say I am more than pleasantly surprised with just how easy this is, and I want to say, who am I kidding? I'm going to. This is just for us. Oh man. It obviously, it doesn't taste like if I cooked it on a wood burn smoker, but there is plenty of smoke flavor in this. I'm gonna go ahead and get this in the house. But so far, I'm very happy with how this turned out. I don't know how it would be with it being, or if I use the bottom grate versus the top grate or middle or what have you. I will do some experimentation with putting things spread out around in here and seeing just how they cook. But for right now, I am ecstatic, over the moon with just how easy I was able to get the salmon done. And I'll pick this up when I'm in the house. Hopefully I can get my wife to taste it and she can tell me what she thinks.
All right, so let's cut a
All right, so go ahead.
swath.
A swath of the salmon.
Yeah, the swath.
All right.
Oh my god.
Should have used a spatula.
I should have, but I didn't want to make more dishes. See, I'm dish conscious. Because, you know, I don't do the dishes. Therefore, I try to be conscious of how many I make as to not burden that other person. Yes, our dishwasher.
All right.
All right. Salmon, take one. I'm getting it. I'm getting my fork. It's extremely juicy. Usually it's not this juicy. Like this one's really juicy, and it's not like burning hot, so it's settled. So not like I'm getting it while it's piping and all the juice will run out. No, this is really, really juicy. Now, on the other side of that coin,
It's salty.
you put too much seasoning on this straw.
So when I was seasoning it, I was like, ooh.
That part off.
But I think that's because it could be the edge.
I'm doing the thick part though, right? I picked from this thick meaty area.
I know.
Yeah, see, if I just take this little top off, it's salmon goodness. It's really good though.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's all right. That tail's gonna be a beast. You know what we could do at the tail end? We can make
Egg
salmon.
rolls.
Yeah, egg rolls or salmon cakes or something else with the end. Have we ever made smoked salmon cakes? Like we've done salmon cakes. But could you do it with smoked salmon?
I don't see why not.
Can.
I think we can too.
But yeah, salmon egg rolls, that might be good too, because you just put a little bit with all the cabbage and stuff in there. So, yes, please do it again. Make me like little sampler. You know how I do? Portion control.
Yes.
Portion control me, honey.
All right. Maybe I will. Okay.
Okay. I'm full. I was full when I came over, but this on the new joint?
Yes.
Well, congratulations. You did a good job.
Thanks.
Y'all became friends quickly.
Yes.
All right. I like that.
I like it too.
I'm glad it didn't show his tail.
Exactly. I've had that happen before, where the smoker is like, insert Bernadette.
Yeah. Is that the smutty one? Bernie does the smutty?
Sooty. Smutty. All right. Before this goes smutty, so don't move too much because you have the mic on.
Oh.
All right. Thank you guys so very much as always for watching. Hopefully you guys will stick around for more cooks on this cooker. I will probably be doing chicken next and spreading some spreading the chicken around so that I can see where and how it cooks in different positions in the cooker.
I thought we did that with biscuits.
We can do it with biscuits.
Well, I say we, I mean you. I thought you did that with biscuits and see where the biscuits gets the darkest. Because I think what's next is lamb. We haven't had lamb in a long time.
I'm trying to test the cooker, not cook advanced things. I'm not trying to make it harder on that person who this is their first cooker. I want them to understand the things that they can cook as their first cooks as well.
Well, then I think biscuits is way more cheaper than getting chicken wings or chicken in different areas.
Possibly.
So maybe do biscuits.
Do we have a bag of biscuits in the...
Probably. And then a lamb can sit in the middle.
Oh my goodness. You're no good.
Why you do the biscuit?
You see what I have to deal with. So thank you guys so very much again, as always, for watching. If you like what you saw today, if you learned something, please leave me a comment with some feedback down below. I feel like she's chomping at the bit to say something else.
No, I'm not. I wasn't. I was just sitting here listening
you were doing...
to you. I was being a captive audience.
She was doing so the camera's here and she's right here, so I'm like seeing her doing a happy dance behind camera. But thank you guys again. I'll see you next time.
More butter, baby.